I welcome all of you in the semester number 2, prose number 1, in Sahyadri Hills, a lesson in humility, written by the great Indian author Sudha Murthy. Now I would like to introduce you about the author. Sudha Murthy, born in 1950, is the chairperson of the Infosys Foundation and a member of the public health care initiatives of the Gates Foundation. She is a computer scientist and engineer by profession and a well-known author in English and Kannada. She is also known for her philanthropy and corporate social responsibility. She has founded several orphanages, participated in rural development efforts, supported the movement to provide all Karnataka government schools with computer and library facilities, and established the Murthy Classical Library of India at Howard University. Murthy initiated a bold move to introduce computer and library facilities in all schools in Karnataka and taught computer science. Sudha Murthy is an Indian engineering teacher, Kannada, Marathi, and English author, as well as a social worker. She is also the chairperson of the Infosys Foundation. She is married to co-founder of Infosys, N.R. Narayan Murthy. Sudha Murthy began her professional career in computer science and engineering. Now I would like to introduce you about this lesson. In Sahyadri Hills, a lesson in humility is a story by Sudha Murthy about her experiences with the tribals in the hilly area. Sudha Murthy was hesitant to accept it as she had gone there to give what she could and not accept. Moreover, the locals themselves had hardly anything to eat and drink. Now I would like to tell you about the story in short. In Sahyadri Hills, a lesson in humility is a story taken from the collection Wise and Otherwise, a salute to life, which published in 2002. It is an account of her experiences with the tribal people living in the dense forest of Karnataka. The story shows the changing vision of the tribal folk who are ready to join the computer revolution in the contemporary period. It also gives us a lesson on human nature that teaches us give when you take, do not take without giving. Now I would like to explain the central idea or the central theme of the lesson. The story deals with the humility of the poor people who live in the tribal area of the Sahyadris. She helps the school children there, but she is impressed by the nature of the people there. They are poor but follow old traditions. That's why the central theme of this lesson is the humility. Now, in detail, I would like to explain the summary of the story. The writer liked traveling much. She travels various places. They may be forest, mountains, or the monuments of Egypt. Once she went into the dense forest of the Sahyadris in Karnataka. It was the rainy season. It was raining for the whole day. Yet she enjoyed the beauty of the scenes of nature. She got the scent of flowers and heard the sweet songs of birds. Then the writer had gone to visit a school in the tribal area. The charitable institute wanted to help the school. The tribe lived there was called Thandats and their chief was called Thandappa. He used to be the most senior person of them. They took him as their god. They followed the traditions which they learnt in their childhood. When the writer reached there, it was raining heavily. She felt that she had visited a new planet, yet she did not feel to be an alien. The writer did not know where the school really was. She asked a woman who was taking 3 pots of water on her head. The writer asked her about the address of the school, but she felt amazed, said something, and went away. Perhaps she did not understand the writer's language. Then the writer asked an old man, "Where is the school?" He said something in his language and raised his hand in the direction of the school. The school building was nothing but an old house covered with dry grass. It was a primary school. The children were playing near the school. The writer went into the schoolroom. There were chairs, tables, and a blackboard. There were no lights or fans. There was a small window for ventilation. There were no teachers or clerks. Soon an old man came to the writer. He inquired about her. The writer introduced herself to him. She added that they wanted to help the school. The old man worked as a peon cum watchman in the school. He lived there only once. He was a guide too. He did not get any payment. His grandson learnt in that school, so he worked there. The writer asked the old man about the administration of the school. The man told her that it was run by the state government. There were 2 teachers and 50 students. The writer felt happy to know the big number of the students. It was notable. The parents were poor and uneducated, but they wished their children to learn. The writer then asked him whether they had any problems. The man did not say much, but he took the writer to the nearby hut. There lived an old man in the hut. He was the Thandappa of the tribe. The writer asked the chief about the problems of the school. He said that the students have to come to school in rain and they get wet. They do not have sufficient dresses too. Nobody had spoken so openly to the writer so far. The writer thanked the man and left. She decided to bring umbrellas and clothes for the students when she would come there again. Then the writer revisited the school again. It was winter. The place looked like a paradise. The sky was clear. There were flowers everywhere. She met the Thandappa. He recognized her and welcomed her. The writer said, "I have brought some things for the students. Take this bag." The man hesitated. The writer said, "Take the things. They will be useful for the students in the rainy season." The man did not accept the bag but went to his hut. The writer spoke with the students. She said, "What do you want to learn?" The boys hesitated to speak with her. But after some time, one of them dared to speak. He said, "We have not seen a computer. Do you have any book on computer in Kannada?" The writer became happy. She herself had worked as a teacher. She wondered to learn that the students from a rural and tribal area have such a modern thoughts. The writer promised the students that she would give them a book on computers next time. The boys became happy. The writer too became happy. Soon the old man, Thandappa, came back from his hut. He said, "Amma," and gave the writer a bottle of some red drink. It was the drink made from the red fruits from the forest. The writer did not like to take something from the poor people. So she refused to take the bottle, but politely she refused. To this, the old man said, "You have given us something, so you should take something from us. If you don't take the bottle, I will not accept the things brought by you." The writer accepted the gift happily, but it was a new experience for her. People only thank us when we help them. Sometimes they also complain for getting less money, then expect more things. However, the old man who lived in the tribal area of the Sahyadris was living the great philosophy of life. It is when you can give something, then only take something from other. Don't take anything from others without giving something. The writer saw culture in its best form there. It is not taught in the schools run by managements. And then the writer thanked the man and left with smile on her face. And in conclusion, I would like to say that thus Sudha Murti tells us about the humility of the tribal people of Sahyadri Hills. They follow old traditions of life. In this way, this lesson is about the humility. Thank you.